These knuckleheads here have helped me with building this off-grid shed project. It's got 2,000 watt inverter, 160 watts of solar, everything else. But unfortunately, even with all their help, they filled it full of junk. I can't work in it. Oh, it's my junk? This looks like a U. Okay, fine, that's the only U thing. So, anyways, we've been watching Amazon sales, and this ShelterLogic, which is what this Harbor Freight tent gets compared to all the time, came up for sale. So we snagged it at $80 off, and we're going to go set it up out back so that all the racing projects, whatever, have a place for this winter, and we can get back to building the off-grid shed. So the backstory on this is that last winter, John came out here, all of a sudden had a sneezing fit, and just blew the whole thing down. No, actually, the real reality is this is a hodgepodge of 3 different ShelterLogics that all got torn apart in windstorms over the years, thrown together. It was a lost cause, but we tried. Now we're going to replace it with this one that UPS beat the snot out of preemptively for us and go from there. And Fuzz approves of the big giant box.
Hi.
You know, there's something to be said for having somebody around that's good at breaking things. I mean, you know, she's really useful for that. Alright. So I wanted to show you on these. This is what always happens with all of these. They get rust on the inside of there, and then it rips out when the wind goes back and forth. And that's what pretty much tends to kill most all of them. Here we go. We've got a whole bunch of stuff cut out in order to clear some space. You know, the ongoing argument is electric chainsaws. This unit here, when it first came out, was insanely overpriced, but they now sell for about $142. I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm not sold on the electric chainsaw thing, but it's nice for quick little things like this. What do you guys think? On another note, John is very, very sick of sorting out pipes. This is the horrifying hell that these kits are. And I will say, in the first aspect of ShelterLogic versus Harbor Freight, the Harbor Freight kit was definitely simpler. John would like to add his 2 cents on his current conundrum.
Can't read the label.
Yeah, this is an ongoing problem too. Somebody in quality assurance failed probably, I don't know, probably 1 out of 10, if not 1 out of 8 is not readable.
Yeah.
And then there's Fuzz the supervisor. What do you think, Fuzz? Do you think we're doing a good job? Would you like to put in your protocols on OSHA? I'm glad that Jesse went through with a pair of scissors and fixed all of your fur. Fuzz literally has fur that grows like this thick and just turns into like rotten cotton candy looking. So scissors it is. Every spring and every fall we defuzz the fuzz. Well, we're on the home stretch of everything sorted out. We did confirm that there are 10 different sizes of straight poles. There are 3 different sizes of carriage bolts. It did come with an anchor kit, which is interesting because Amazon tried to sell me that anchor kit. So we started looking at the box, and it didn't find it listed on the Amazon listing, but it is in this little itty bitty little thing down here. So that was nice to find. ShelterLogic quality assurance fail number 2. I've got a round file here, and for the second time now, I'm having to fix, focus. I don't know if you can see it, but right there where I'm tapping, there is a nub coming down into there, which won't let the pipe in. You know, in like 10 years of rigging together ShelterLogic products, I haven't had one be this dumb. Do I have to do the background music too?
Sure.
Ah, payanya, ah, bibaraya, ah, but away. I have no idea what the lyrics to the song are, but if you didn't get it, that was my attempt at Simba.
Oh, he looks so sad.
You're such an ugly medicine man.
Rafiki.
Rafiki. I don't know, you actually kind of do have the whole Rafiki look going on. You need the weird cane and everything. We'll go get you a crowbar, you'll be all set.
Sorry.
What was that?
I'm sorry.
So, the sadistic little laughing person just figured out that apparently this corner piece,
Has a long side.
which is this place, has a long side that goes down and a short side that goes up. Okay, next round of ever building one of these, I will be marking the downside somehow. I now have to undo all of them. Current experience, it's fun when you get to laugh at Neil, but then you get to try it, and it doesn't look as easy, does it?
Bite me.
We have come to the conclusion that in order to put this thing together, you need at least one person that's 5 foot plus. So therefore Jessie doesn't qualify because she can't quite reach that. And then I'm 6'1",
You can't
but I can't reach that
without that.
without a milk crate. So in order to fully assemble this, you need a 5.5 inch person. No, you need a 5'6" person, and you need a 6'6" person, which means it's undoable by any people on this planet. John's assembling the bottom poles that go into the sides and found manufacturing defect number 3 on this project. This ShelterLogic is not up to snuff compared to how they were 10 years ago, I tell you. Judging from the sound of the transmission in this thing, it might have to be the next mud mower project just to put a locker in a K46 Tough Torque. But as it is right now, John and I are working on spreading out just a light layer underneath everything for the pallets to sit on. And the reason being is because we have marine clay, and when it's dry, it is concrete. When it is not dry, everything sinks into it. Quick little fact about marine clay, a lot of times it's used in order to make porcelain toilets. So there's a good chance you sit on a piece of Maine in your bathroom every day. Lighting's not our friend right now, but just to show you what's going on. So Jessie's got this right here. She's got the loop. It goes under the pole and you thread the rod in. So the rod's going to go under this top ridge and then down through the other side and then under the pole and down on John's side. It's so much easier to do it this way than it is to unbolt and unbolt the corner and then unbolt the other corner. That is just dumb. Grab a fiberglass pole and just run it.
8 mile per hour winds, chicken underfoot. Nice little chicken. All kinds of fun.
Well, plus or minus a few aspects of the directions, it did end up going on just fine. Instead of using ropes, we used a ladder and a big monkey that didn't care about his health. And Jessie guided one side and John guided the other side, and we got it up and over. And now they've got the poles in, and we're gonna do the crimpy things down on the lower section and then ratchet everything down and should be done other than anchors after that. The direction said to do anchors before doing this, but what I have found is that the whole frame shifts on these things while you're putting the tent on, and I'd rather let the frame settle to the tent and then anchor it. That's just my 2 cents after doing this a few years. Do you have 2 cents?
You need to make directions instead of them.
So is there any place I need to tighten down still?
The other corner, other back corner.
The other back corner?
So you're on my left, you need to go to the right, towards the house.
Okay.
Sorry.
So as you can see in this section, we gave Jessie the supervisor position of sitting in the center of the shed so that she gets to tell me what to do. She's very well equipped for this position. But basically, you got to go around and you got to tighten it up and make it so that the roof line is solid. So therefore, Jessie is supervisor sitting on a milk crate. So John is currently running around with an inch-pound Uga, doing all of the bolts all the way around. I'm checking all the ones in the top. And Jessie needs to go get ready for a baby shower photo shoot thing, something or other, saying that she's dirty and needs to try on 5 dresses, and I don't know, some sort of woman thing. You guys get it. I mean, yes, dear. Yep, in this ear, out this one, whatever. Anyways, love you. Bye-bye. We got to make some 2-foot rebar stakes to drive into the corner. Like I said before, we're on clay, which means we've got to go 2 feet deep in order to have an anchor. And you guys in one of my other videos commented about the rebar stakes with a washer welded on top. Epically awesome suggestion. Hands down, one of the best suggestions I've ever had in the comment section. Here we are, just to give you an idea of what I was talking about. It's just a grade 8 washer welded on the end of a piece of 2-foot rebar. And then over here in the corner, we drilled it out with a 3/4 inch hole going all the way through. And now we're going to drive it in. And around the sides here, John has some old tent stakes that he's going to enthusiastically pound in, 1 in each of the poles, just so that they don't shift in on us once it's got snow load. Enthusiastically. Quit trying to pretend you're a teenager. You're too young. I'm working on getting it finished. Gee whiz. Somebody shows up from a pregnancy photo shoot and she wants to know why all the pallets aren't fully done yet. Demanding. Hi, so as you can see from the Prego Stomp, that we've got the really strong pallets in the front. We're gonna have to grab a reciprocating saw and slice those ones to fit in half. So, interesting side note here, in the Harbor Freight tent, we never had to cut the ends off of pallets. It actually worked out perfectly for regular standard pallets for the whole thing. In this one we do because it's 2 feet shorter. So we paid $100 more to get 2 feet less, but we end up with an upper-lower bar system that argumentatively might be stronger. Make sure you get in the comment section below. Is that bar system up there stronger than the integrated bar that's in a Harbor Freight one? But anyways, we're at the point that we need to sort out a little bit more, but it looks way better than a bunch of random poles and a tarp in the back end of the property. Our racing mower stuff is going to end up in here. If you've been following the off-grid shed project, that's why we did this, so that all of the racing mower stuff can get stored in here, the mini bike stuff we're getting into, any of the Go Fast projects when they're not being worked on will be in here, and then all of the mud mower stuff will be able to live back there in that tent, and then that way we have a designated workshop for this winter for small engine projects. Thank you everybody for watching, and you're supposed to say bye-bye. Yeah, See? John just fell over behind you.
Bye.
Bye, chicken. Bye, little red.